Hi everyone, my name is Jiayun. I enrolled ECS English units in Kurtin Sarawak and now I'm completing my final assessment which is individual presentation. First of all, I believe that mass media is an indispensable role in our lives. In fact, I can spend about 10 hours on media a day. As parents, what do you think that mass media will bring to your children? Teenagers are the pillars of the country's future. So, the education in every child's growth is very important. Everything has two sides, and mass media is no exception. Today, I would like to share with you my presentation title, The Mass Media Has a Negative Influence on Teenagers Today. So, what is mass media? It is a diversified collection of media technologies that reach a large audience via mass communication. It means that the communication can reach a large numbers of people in a short time, such as television, radio, magazines, internet. And these are the common platforms for mass media. There are four types of mass media. First is broadcast media, such as films, radio, recorded music. And second is internet media, such as email, social media sites. And these two medias are most frequently contacted by teenagers nowadays. Third is outdoor media. And the last is print media. This is a proportion distribution of teens spent on screen media in 2015. As you can see, more than half of teens can spend about at least 4 hours to 8 hours on media a day. Teenagers still immature in their minds and easily affected by mass media. With the increase in the rate of youth crime, the negative impact of mass media also become the topic of social concern. First, mass media will make violence normal on teenagers. Since 1960 years, it has been found that exposure to television, radios, cell phones, internet, video games can increase the risk of violent behavior in the viewer's part, such as video games. Video games can decrease helping behavior and reduce the feeling of empathy. Many teenagers, especially boys, love to play video games. They tend to interact with other aggressive teens as they feel accepted and validated for their thoughts and feelings. Media violence can cause them to act aggressively and increase angry thoughts. In the long-term interaction of teens with these games, because video games contains a lot fighting and bloody scenes, and it will lead to young youth violence. In North America, child can see 12,000 cases of violence on television each year. By the age of 18, they can see 20,000 acts of violence on television alone. Following this, teenagers will observe, imitate, and adopt violence from this media and commit crime. For example, in United States, they have 192,000 cases that committed by teens. In fact, American teens can spend about 9 hours on entertainment media use. Research has shown that teens who view media violence on a regular basis are more likely to exhibit antisocial behavior. In the process of turning into a violent crime, they accept violent behavior, increase feelings of hostility, and become desensitization toward violent behavior. Second, mass media will cause risky sexual behavior. Risky sexual behavior is an individual sexual practice that may increase the risk of sexually transmitted infections, including HIV, AIDS, unplanned pregnancies, and psychological disorders. Research has shown that 80% of movies on network and cable television stations have sexual content, and 60% of music videos portray sexual feelings and impulses. Besides, teenage viewers can see 143 incidents of sexual behavior on network each week. So, teenagers will be curious, interested, and become strong desire for sex after watching this media. These media make teens have strong sexual urges and make them perform absurd behaviors. They will try sex in any way to satisfy their desires, and they think it's normal for them to do these things. For example, in 2014, a Pennsylvania teen was jailed for 2 years because he posted a picture of himself having oral sex with a statue of Jesus on social media. Just think about it. If he didn't learn about oral sex on media, how could he upload it on social media after doing such behavior? Internet, internet media has become a platform for him to show off and display. He assumed that public sex is an honor and a matter of course. Besides, Besides, mass media also cause teens pregnancy. In one study of 75 adolescent girls, one half of them were pregnant. The researchers found that the pregnant teens watch more soap operas before becoming pregnant. Soap operas are full of girls' fantasy of love and let them unable to distinguish fiction and reality. The girls will produce unrealistic fantasies and pursue them in reality. They think that the plot in the TV also can happen in the real life, so they are willing to have sex with the boys they like. Third, teens who lack teens who are addicted to mass media will lack of physical and outdoor activities. Lack of physical and outdoor activities is an unhealthy behavior that can lead to chronic disease such as heart disease and diabetes. Research has shown that teens can spend more than one third of the day, which is 9 hours on media. It means that except for class, eating, and bedtime, teenagers spend the rest of their time in the media. For teenagers who are addicted to media, physical and outdoor activities are unnecessary and unimportant. They will think that the time spent in the media is not enough, even affect their rest and work to spend time on it. Actually, physical and outdoor activities can reduce health risks, strengthen bones and muscles, and increase the chance to live longer. In this case, even teenagers will die prematurely without physical and outdoor activities. Over 80% of teens have gaming console, and it's no surprise in today's society. They spend too much time in this media and unwilling to spend time on physical and outdoor activities, but is harmful to health. For example, in Kuala Lumpur, a 14-year-old boy loved gaming so much that he did not leave his home for half a year until his parents hauled him to therapy for internet addiction. If the parents don't find out, how long will this teenager stay at home? Maybe he can stay for the rest of his life. I believe that you have heard many cases of sudden youth death. Many of them are because of staying up late to play computer games or video games. For example, in Georgetown, a teen died of a heart attack at his home after apparently playing continuously over 15 hours at 7 cafe nearby. If these teenagers can control the time to use the media, tragedies can be avoided. However, physical and outdoor activities are proof of good use of time. As we know that children are the first priority of parents. Parents can use these ways such as talking about media message, banning media, or checking media to ensure that children can receive good media influence and prevent youth crime. Youth crime. Youth is not a time of life, but is a state of mind. As conclusion, every teenager is responsible for his future. Parents should take their responsibility to ensure that children can grow up in a good education. It is never too late to make before a child commits a crime. Anyway, thank you for your attention.